we've had years of neglect, decades of neglect. It's been a patchwork of fixes, partial funding, and you can blame me for that. I was in Congress during part of this as well. But the plan to do a brand new redo of air traffic control has never existed. And so what we use today is copper wires. We are one of the last institutions, last businesses that actually use copper wires. The president mentioned we spend $250 million a year. I think it's $250 to $400,000 on obsolescence fees. Just wasting money because our system is so old and no one else uses it anymore. We should be using fiber, but it's copper. We use radar from the 1970s. Some of them are from the 80s, but most of them are from the 70s. So this technology is 50 years old that our controllers use to scan the skies and keep airplanes separated from one another. And it's important to recognize what you have and what you need. And so you look at how this functions. I think Newark has been a great example of when this old infrastructure goes down. And what happened in Newark is the main communication line went down. We do have redundancies. The backup line didn't fire. And so we had that 30 to 90 seconds of a blackout, which is frightening. And if we don't actually accomplish the mission that we're announcing today, you will see Newark's, not just in Newark, you'll see Newark's in other parts of the country because it's an aging system. And so we have to actually upgrade it. Now, if you might take a look at the stage here, we have a number of different, you might call them systems. I didn't, by the way, get this off the set of Apollo 13 or War Games. Remember those movies? You might think that I went to the Smithsonian and pulled them out of the Smithsonian to show you what they used to use for air traffic control. I didn't do any of that. This is actually the systems that our air traffic controllers use to keep our skies safe. It is old. It looks like it's out of the 70s and 80s. And if you're an air traffic, you're 22 years old, you're 25 years old, and you're used to the highest technology at your fingertips, and we say, come be an air traffic controller, this is the system that you get to use. They say, no, thank you. Why do I want to work on 50-year-old equipment? We give them the best equipment. We're going to have more young men and women who want to sign up and become air traffic controllers because they're going to use state-of-the-art equipment as they do their jobs. And so I want to talk about, and the president mentioned this as well, but what we want to do. And before I do that, I want to tell you why we're here. And we have a few of the family members from the victims of the DCA air crash. And my heart goes out to them. And I think if you learn anything from what's happened, it's that if there are foreseeable issues in the airspace, you would expect someone to take action to make sure we save lives. And after DCA, I committed, I was going to look over the horizon and see what issues we do have and how we can fix them to make sure we don't have more families that go through what the DCA families have gone through. This is a way to honor, this is a way to respect, this is a way to pay it forward and to do the right thing to keep our families and our community safe when they use our airspace. And so what we're going to do, so we're going to rebuild some towers, we're going to rebuild some TRACONs, we're going to rebuild some centers. Not all of them, but we're going to rebuild a few of them that need to be rebuilt. So there'll be some bricks and mortar to this plan. However, everything else is really easy. Everything else that controls the airspace is going to be brand new. So we're going to have new telecom, new fiber throughout the system. We're going to have brand new radios in our towers to communicate between air traffic controllers and with airplanes. We're going to have a ground radar sensors, we'll have new radar for the ground and new sensors on our tarmacs and at our airports. So our air traffic controllers who are in the tower are looking out with binoculars to see airplanes. If it's cloudy or rainy, the weather's bad, it becomes very challenging. We want to have all the tools so they can see where aircraft are at the airport on their screens, on their terminals. We hear a lot of these bumps, these scrapes that are happening at airports. We want to make sure air traffic controllers have the tools to keep airplanes separated, and we want to allow them to see that through their panels and screens. We're going to have a new flight management system that's going to bring efficiency to the airspace. So more people are flying, more planes are in the air now than ever. We're going to add eVTOLs. These are the Ubers in the air, the drones with people in them, as well as drones themselves into the airspace. It's going to become more complicated. This is going to allow us to better manage the airspace, to allow the airlines to better manage their flights. So when you take off, you actually fly and you land. You don't circle airports. You're going to take off and you're going to fly directly. This system will allow that efficiency to take place in the airspace. So in essence, all the front-facing equipment for controllers, all the back-end systems for controllers, all brand new. All new hardware, all new software is going to be built into this brand new air traffic control system. And some of you might say, well, how are you going to do that in any reasonable amount of time? I've told you we're going to do this in 3 or 4 years. Well, I can't just announce it to you and say it's going to happen in 3 to 4 years. I need help. I can't do it by myself. And it's going to take the help of the Congress to make that happen. Part of them are here today. So to do it in 3 or 4 years, we need all of the money up front, right? One of the problems of the past is when you give small tranches of money year over year, politics change, leadership changes, presidents change, interest changes, and it never gets built. So I'm going to ask the Congress for upfront appropriations to give us all the money. I'll come before the Congress every quarter and give them an update of how far we've built, how much money we've spent. They can pressure test what's been done to do the oversight to make sure we're doing this correctly. But on top of that, we also need permitting reform, some form of clearing the deck so we don't have to deal with all of the regulation around permitting so we can actually build this quickly. If we go through the permitting process and don't get the money, this is going to be the same old thing. It's going to take us 10, 15 years to build this, and by the time we get done with it, what we're going to build is already going to be old technology. So we want to build this in 3 to 4 years, and we can do it with the help of Congress. And the last point that I want to bring up to you is, we all know what most of us know what a flip phone is. We have this system as a flip phone, right? It is what it is. You can't build anything on top of the system that we now use. It's so old. So you can't upgrade it. You can't add to it. New technology comes out and you can't deploy it. Technology that's going to make us more efficient and safer can't be deployed on what we have in America. However, if we build a brand new state-of-the-art system, which is what we want to do, then, like your iPhone, you can actually get updates. You can build on top of what we are going to have in place. So as new technology becomes available, we can actually deploy it. And we're going to build upon the safety, build on the technology, build on innovation that's going to happen in this country to continue to make airspace safer and more efficient. And so this is bold. This is going to be challenging, but we absolutely can do it. I think our country, our people, those who use the airspace, they deserve this moment in time to actually deliver an air traffic control system that's going to keep them safe, that's not going to have them delayed for 4 hours or their flights canceled, a system that works for them.